healthy, wealthy, and wise. My short response, but extra edition of the Daily Fire for older Connecticut citizens. I'm Mark Stewart Greenstein. This is the Daily Fire for August 17th. So I got several questions and now one email. Mark, what will you do for older people? Well, older spans such a wide range. There's the very healthy, there's the infirm, there's the very wealthy, there's the not so well off, there's the very wise, and there's those who haven't figured out a lot of things even though they are old and maybe should have. We can help every one of you in at least one way. I can't help your health, okay? Even MDs can't do all that much. But I can give every one of you money. Do what you want with it. Some can buy better health. Most can buy more happiness. Everyone can buy more stuff. Okay? That's via a tax cut. And with me, it is so important that we get our income tax down to 0. And with me, it's going to be fast. 3 years, and we're down to 0. That's a 30% cut right off the top first year, 34%, hopefully the legislature approves, 36% the third year. We're down to 0. Now, what can you do with that for working elderly? Those are still working. You're getting 11% more when our state income tax takes it from 6 to 0. You're getting, even if you're retired, not working, you're close to 10% more. It's a big benefit. We might be able to go further on that. That's for those of you who want to join me in not paying for the stupid and unconstitutional services that the federal government is throwing our way. Silly grants to educational institutions of, quote, higher learning. Okay? Programs for housing in inner city that don't work very well. All kinds of federal welfare that are not constitutional. We're going to try and get out of that, okay? That's a tougher sell. It's going to have to be worked out with Mnuchin and Trump, or maybe it's even his successor. But at least on the state tax, that 6% and for some people 7% tax rate, it is going away. I'll go further. Some of you don't need the Medicare benefit that you have. I would offer a buyout. That's going to take some time because we need an intervening election. We need to see how Medicare and Medicaid get changed over the next 2 years. But come 2021, it's high on my agenda to extricate people, if they want, from the Medicare, Medicaid boondoggle. It rips most of you off. Some of you get a great deal, others don't. Now, here's the intangible. If you have grandkids, I'm going to have them see a way better Connecticut than they would otherwise. Your grandkids will be able to have services that are privately provided, far better than government provided. Your grandkids are going to have choice in schools, better activities, better transportation, more fun. Okay, I'm the one who wants to have snowboarding in as many hills that the state has control of as possible. It might get them to like winter and keep all of you here instead of having the parents wanting to go to South Carolina. Okay, so long term, winter, which is my favorite season, is going to be good for Connecticut, good for families, and good for grandparents with kids that are having winter fun and parents that want to stay here, and they'll look to shoveling and avoiding conflicts as a cerebral challenge. That's what I do. By the way, there is an argument about cerebral coming because of cold climates. And it's worth investigating that why are Nordic people so successful compared with those in Mediterranean climates? Why are, within Russia, the northerners do better than in the far south of Russia? The argument that over long periods of time, the need to fend for yourself with tough, potentially killer weather, and even not killer, once tamed, you still have to deal with less light, You still have to deal with impediments. It might have caused a better and better stock of people with better know-how than those who have been blessed, but in a way not blessed, with sunshine so often, almost worshiping the sun because it's with us, and not going out and doing work of your own. Interesting argument. Okay, let me address the older Connecticut citizens in one more way. You who aren't so concerned about money, but about services and quality of life around you, I help there too. Because one thing that's happened over the last 2 decades is a paucity of younger workers who used to do caring services for people. They could work at low wage, and now that we have a high minimum wage and other impediments that employers have to pay even more, they're required for health insurance at a certain level, you don't see the kind of goodwill people on relatively low pay now. You will, because I'm eliminating a minimum wage. It lets people who want to do human services to not be constrained by these labor laws that keep them out of your employment and therefore not serving you. You want to have better transportation. I'm a transportation magnet because I'm the one who would cut our transportation costs, facilitate younger people getting to places via new forms of transportation better than any other candidate. So please recognize that at probably every level of well-being, every level of wealth, I'm a good candidate for the older people. Take a look more. ivybound.net is my company that I formed. I educate young people with the idea for them to be helping the rest of us around us, indirectly at least. I have been building Connecticut Commerce, that's concom.net, to bring more business to Connecticut. I'm trying to get the whalers back. You might not have been a fan, but you're going to see a vibrancy to Connecticut and a respect for Connecticut that we haven't had since we lost them 22 years ago. I welcome your continued participation here. I am Mark Stewart. Thanks for listening.